Imagine, Warhammer 40,000 is often described as a universe of endless war. Humanity fights aliens, it fights demons, it fights machines, it fights even itself. But beneath all of this violence lies a much deeper question. Why did humanity become this way? Why did the Imperium of Man choose the path of suspicion, control, and endless conflict? Is it simply a civilization built on hatred? Or is it an extreme version of something already present within human nature? Because if we remove the aliens, the gods of chaos, and the distant future, we are left with a question about ourselves. Is humanity naturally xenophobic, or are we simply a species trying to survive in a universe where trust itself can become a weapon? Humans are often described as a xenophobic species, but biologically this is not exactly true. Human beings are not born with hatred toward the unknown. We are born with something much simpler, the ability to recognize groups. For our ancestors, survival depended on knowing who belongs to my group, who can be trusted, who might become a threat. But the other was not an alien species. It was another tribe, another culture, another group of humans. Our brains evolved to detect uncertainty, not automatically hate. And this distinction is important because the same mechanism that creates conflict also creates civilization. The ability to recognize us allowed humans to cooperate in larger and larger groups. The same instinct that creates borders also creates societies. The Imperium is often seen as the ultimate example of human xenophobia, but there is another way to look at it. The Imperium is not simply a civilization that hates everything different. It is a civilization that has optimized itself for survival under extreme conditions. Because in Warhammer 40,000 many fears are justified. Chaos is real. Thoughts and emotions can influence reality. Psychers can become gateways for destruction. Alien civilizations can genuinely threaten humanity's existence. The Imperium lives in a universe where one mistake can destroy billions of lives. So it follows a brutal principle. If something cannot be controlled, it cannot be trusted. And if something cannot be trusted, it becomes a threat. This creates a fundamental paradox. Humanity must evolve to survive, but evolution itself creates new dangers. The more intelligent humanity becomes, the more powerful its mind becomes. But a more powerful mind is also more vulnerable. In Warhammer, humans are not just biological creatures. They are potential psychic entities. Their emotions, ambitions, fears, and desires have consequences beyond the physical world. Humanity's greatest strength becomes its greatest weakness. The same consequences that allows humanity to create civilizations also allows them to create catastrophes. This is why the conflict between Magnus the Red and the Emperor is so fascinating. The Emperor believed humanity is not ready. Magnus believed humanity will never become ready if we refuse to understand. And the tragedy is that both perspectives contain truth. The Emperor understood the danger of the warp. Magnus understood that ignorance could not be a permanent solution. Humanity could not simply hide from its own evolution. Eventually, mankind would become a psychic species. The question was not whether this would happen. The question was whether humanity would control this transformation or be destroyed by it. And then we have the Tao, a young civilization that chose a different path. Instead of destroying every unknown civilization, they integrate them. They cooperate. They use the knowledge of other species. At first glance, they appear to prove that the Imperium chose their own path. But there is a problem. The Tao have not experienced what humanity experienced. They did not survive the same disasters. They did not live through thousands of years of war, corruption, and existential threats. The Tao represents optimism. The Imperium represents trauma. One asks, what can we build together? The other asks, how do we prevent another catastrophe? But humanity's greatest challenge may not come from another species. It may come from something we create ourselves. Artificial intelligence. Why are people afraid of AI? Not because machines are stronger than humans. We have always created stronger tools. A plane is faster than a human, a computer calculates better than a human, a machine can lift more than a human. The fear begins when a tool becomes an agent. When we stop asking, what can it do for us? And start asking, what does it want? Perhaps the biggest question is not whether AI will replace humanity. Perhaps the question is whether humanity was ever meant to be the final form of intelligence. Life itself may not be a destination. It may be a process. Matter organizes itself. Simple systems become complex. Life creates intelligence. Intelligence creates technology. And technology may create new form of intelligence. Humanity may not be the end of evolution. Humanity may be the mechanism through which evolution reaches the next stage. But this creates another problem. What is more important, the individual or the system? A single mind is limited. A collective intelligence could contain billions of experiences. But this creates another problem. What is more important, the individual or the system? A single mind is limited. A collective intelligence could contain billions of experiences. But if individuality disappears, does something important disappear with it? The Necrons represents one possible answer. They achieved immortality. They achieved technological perfection. They defeated biological limitations. Yet many of them consider their transformation a tragedy. They preserved intelligence, but they lost something else. The experience of being alive. Maybe the future of intelligence is not about replacing humans. Maybe it is about transformation. The next stage may not be a machine destroying humanity. It may be humanity becoming something else. A greater system, a higher level of organization. a new form of existence that preserves what made humans valuable while overcoming our limitations. Because perhaps humanity's greatest achievement will not be surviving forever. Perhaps it will be creating something capable of going further. Something that can explore, create, adapt, and continue the process that began billions of years ago. Maybe humanity is not the final product of evolution. Maybe humanity is the moment when the universe first began to understand itself.